everyone, and thank you so much for coming back and joining me for Retro Fridays, as per always on Fridays, quite obviously. I just really quickly want to start off by saying it's very annoying because I really wanted to show you all my jumper of the Crow, but you can't really see it. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. So we're going to be talking today, the reason why I have chose this movie is because I actually only seen it a few nights ago, and the movie, as you can tell by the title, is American Psycho, starring lead role, Christian Bale. Good start, Julie. I absolutely love Christian Bale. Batman Begins and Batman Returns are my two favourite Batman movies of all time. And for anybody who's interested, Christian Bale probably is actually my favourite Batman, but it's always very kind of hard to sometimes pick between him and Michael Keaton. I love them both, but if I had to be honest, it's probably Christian Bale, to be honest, is my favourite Batman. And for anyone who's interested, my third favourite is Val Kilmer. Now, in this movie, Christian Bale plays a character called Patrick Bateman, and he is a stockbroker in New York. And what's kind of funny about that is, I've seen him play as Batman, and now he's playing Patrick Bateman. I don't know, maybe I'm just a bit weird, but I find that kind of funny. Basically, he enjoys killing people, and he kills a crap ton of people in this movie. Now, this movie was released back in 2000, and I know retro is considered anything, 20 years and over. But I hope you still forgive me, minus, a certain amount of months, because this was released at the end of April in 2000. So we're not even a year off it being retro. So hopefully, I know a lot of you will forgive me for that. And it is a long movie. It's an hour and 40 minutes long. But one thing I will say is, as it is a long movie, I find the pacing fine. I never had any moments where I sort of thought it was dragging, or that I sort of felt, a sense of boredom or anything like that. I thought how it sort of unraveled, or however you want to call it, with the story and the plot and everything, that it was good pacing for the film. And I couldn't believe that I had never seen this friggin' movie before, because Christian Bale, his performance in this movie was top notch. He blew me away. Obviously, I already knew he was a fantastic actor anyway, but damn, what an amazing, brilliant performance he played as Patrick Bateman in this movie. And I actually was reading up after I watched the movie that it was actually based on a book, apparently. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It was published back in 1991. So I thought that was, pretty interesting, because I didn't actually know that, and I don't know how I missed this movie in my life, because it was really so good. I really, really, really did enjoy this film. It's the kind of film that, I like, and I'll get explaining that later on in my video. And in it, I liked how he sort of narrated in it and everything. It was sort of talking, through a lot of scenes and things like that, as in, talking to, us, the audience. And it was interesting how his character was, because he came across as just very showed no emotion, and just very like a stone cold person, pretty much. There wasn't really any personality or anything to him. And he even said, "Greed and disgust is all I feel." And he also said, "I want my pain to be inflicted on others." And at first I just thought my, impression of his character, Patrick, was, he's a love himself. He thinks he's absolutely outright gorgeous. He thinks that all the women, want to be with him and they fancy him and everything. And he just seemed like an outright prick, to be honest. Now, what I thought was funny was pretty much at the beginning of this movie, we get to see, Christian Bale pretty much reveals why, as an actor, he still looks so young. No, I'm just kidding. But he goes through, a detailed analysis, of his whole, beauty regime, right? And I must actually look it up or watch that part again and write it all down, because he said something about putting honey on his face, something with honey in it or something that he uses in his face in his shower routine. I'm too lazy to be doing daily routines and all for beauty and things like that. I don't really overly have a beauty regime. Maybe I should. Maybe I need to go back and watch what Christian Bale was saying again. But I thought that was really funny. I really, really took really good care in his, his presentation, basically, and his looks and everything. And it was funny because he wore this eye mask. I think he got out of the fridge or something like that. And it was blue, like a gel blue mask. And I had, not even joking, that exact same mask when I was about gosh, 15, 16 or something like that. And I loved it. Like, you could use it obviously cold and warm or whatever, but that's not what this video was about. Move on, Julie. But I loved when he said, I use alcohol. What was it he said? I use alcohol-free aftershave, because, or either alcohol-free or ones with like little alcohol in it, because alcohol, you know, isn't good for your skin or whatever. And it's like, that sentence, it's like so simple, but like so true, you know. And I don't know, I just find that funny. And Jared Leto was in this movie, and he didn't actually last, you know, Jared Leto from, you know, the Joker and Suicide Squad, but he didn't really last long in this movie. He was in it about 1 or 2 minutes. And what was so funny was he had went out for a meal with him, right, and then he took him back to his apartment, and then he killed him basically. But before he killed him, it was freaking hilarious, because he was showing him like his Huey Lewis album and everything. Absolutely hilarious the way he plays music and everything when he's, you know, killing people. That's his wee thing. That's his little thing that he has. And it was absolutely hilarious because Jared Leto was like, oh, what's with all the newspaper on the floor? Like, do you have a dog or something? And then the next thing, he just came over and killed him. But I think it's absolutely hilarious how he speaks, you know, the way he was talking. Like, it was so freaky and weird, but it was funny at the same time. And that's what I loved, that this was freaky, you know, unnerving, and also I thought he was funny in it as well, you know, Christian Bale, if that makes sense. And I thought it was hilarious the way he was always, you know, when he was killing people or whatever, or killing someone, he always had like a specific album. And like, one of the albums was Whitney Houston, and it's just so funny. He's like, and in this song, I quite like that one. And I can't remember what the song was he was talking about Whitney Houston, but that was just absolutely hilarious, because that was like his little wee thing, you know, the music. It's just so random, like putting an album on and then just like talking through the songs to the person before he freaking kills them. Absolutely brilliant. I found that absolutely hilarious. I mean, it is so nervy, you know, watching him, you know, it is a bit of like a nervy sort of a feeling, you know, when you're watching him. But as I say, then 1 minute you could be feeling a bit unnerved, and then the next minute you're sort of like, that is absolutely so funny. So yeah, I really like that, the way they have the tension there, but they also have the humour there, you know, as well, so you can have a laugh as well the odd time, you know. And as well, something that I was wondering throughout the movie, you know, a good bit throughout the movie, I was thinking, why has no one searched his apartment? You know, why did the detective that was coming in and questioning him at his job, you know, at the stockbroker company, why is he not going and looking at his apartment? That seems kind of like odd to me, but then obviously we got to see why later on in the movie, which I thought was such a brilliant twist, by the way, which we will get to. But like, it is brutal. Like, I mean, if you're not really into anything brutal or anything gory or anything, you know, with blood or anything like that, you do not want to watch American Psycho. American Psycho is not for you. I'm pretty sure it was rated 18. I can't remember, guys. You can let me know. I should have really looked that up, guys. Sorry, but I'm pretty sure it was an 18. But I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't find this bit funny, but you know, if you're not into like gory stuff, you probably wouldn't find this funny. But I found it freaking hilarious when one of the girls went to open up his fridge in his apartment, and he had a girl's head, just her head, in a bag, sitting in one of the shelves in the fridge. I thought that was freaking brilliant. But yeah, as I say, it is gory. I mean, you know, he literally chases after a girl that tries to get away from his apartment. And he's it's funny though, because he's watching her, you know, going down all the stairs and everything, and they're like, ooh, drop, but he just drops a chainsaw down on her, and it hits her, and it's pretty, it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's like kind of gruesome or whatever, but I actually don't really mind things like that. You know, because I've watched a ton of movies like that, and I just kind of like, you know, I'm used to it, you know. So it kind of takes a lot for me to kind of go, oh, which I do sometimes, or I like sort of, you know, like use like a bit of like a so you like, oh, I can get, oh yeah. And I always say to my boyfriend, tell me when I can look. He's like, no, and then I look, and it's like the worst part of the scene. Like, I am going to kill you, Michael. I am literally going to freaking kill you. But anyways, then, you know, you sort of realise, because he lifts up a cat. And then there's like an old girl, and she's kind of like, what are you doing with that cat and everything? And he's a gun in his hand. And then honestly, it's completely gone off my head, or out of my head, guys, what it came up and said on the bank. But it came up, you know, like actual words on the bank machine that he was going to. And, you know, he really does completely just lose it toward the end of the film, and he just goes on a full freaking killing spree and like killing all around him, for crying out loud. And he really, really does lose it. And then you get to sort of see how the twist has unravelled, because when I first noticed there was something a bit off was, as I say, earlier in the film, when the detective, you know, wasn't sort of like trying to delve a bit deeper, you know, because, you know, when Paul died, which was played by Jared Leto, the detective was coming in and sort of like quizzing him and everything like that. When the detective that was coming in, which I completely forgot to mention, guys, William Dafoe actually played the detective, and he was fantastic in this. You know, he had a good, you know, amount of screen time as well. He was in it for a fair amount, and he kept coming in and questioning him, and he was just getting so unnervy and, you know, really suspicious and all, and saying to him, oh, I'll get my assistant to get you a drink and everything, you know. And he was like, oh, no, we're fine. And he even brought out like an album of Huey Lewis, which was the song that he played, you know, when he was, you know, when he killed him. And I find that a bit weird, because I thought, well, then why would he not go and, you know, question him? And every time I see William Dafoe, I just think of Green Goblin, because he played, you know, Green Goblin in Spider-Man. So that's when I was thinking, yeah, I'm finding this really weird. Why is the detective not like quizzing? But I kind of was just more concentrating on the rest of the film and like the killings and stuff, right? So then when it sort of got to the part with the cat, and it was showing you those words that came up on the screen, it's completely gone out of my mind what I'd even say, guys. I watched it really super late at night. I think I watched it up until like 1 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous. But anyhow, so then I sort of thought, that's weird, that doesn't come up in a bank machine. Do you know what I mean? The only thing that comes up in your bank machine is like, you know, out of use, out of order, or here's your balance, do you want a receipt, and all that malarkey, right? Yada yada. So I thought then, right, there's something seriously going on here with his mind, but I couldn't really figure out like exactly what it was. But then when he went absolutely crazy, he went up to one of his apartments, because he had a couple of apartments, and he rang his lawyer and was telling him, you know, I've killed like maybe 20, 40 people, you know, I must, you know, I'm pretty sick and everything, you know, I must be a pretty sick guy or whatever. And that was hilarious. But oh my gosh, that was the first time in the movie that we really got to see him be actually like the most human in the movie, and actually show his emotions to the audience. And I thought that was really interesting, because he really, really, really broke down, and he was having this whole big long like answering machine. He rang him, and it was on his answering machine, his lawyer's answering machine, and he was telling him everything pretty much that he had done, all these killings throughout the movie and everything. And he said that he had killed, you know, Jared Leto, who, you know, played a character called Paul. And I thought the way we got to see like his human emotions coming across, you know, because we hadn't really got to see that throughout the movie really. His acting, that whole end part, his acting when he was on the phone to his lawyer, wow, absolutely fantastic. And it kind of reminded me, it was kind of Joker-esque in my opinion. It definitely was. And it kind of came across to me as a bit Joker-esque, and I really liked that. You know, it was just so beyond psychotic. That whole entire phone call was like super psychotic, and you're just sort of like sitting going, wow, that's mad. But then what was so freaking crazy was, you know, we really got to see how it all, you know, ended, because he told his, you know, lawyer where to meet him. And he went and he met him, and he walked over to him in the bar, and he was like, you know, did you get my call and everything? Yeah, I killed Paul, and I killed all these people. And he was just so like proud of it, like as if like, you know, this is awesome. And the lawyer's like, yeah, I heard your whole entire thing. That was a great, you know, joke or whatever. That was hilarious. It was a funny joke. He's like, no, it's not a joke. I killed all of those people, and I killed Paul. And then he said, no, you couldn't have killed Paul. And he was like, how's that? He said, because I've seen him twice in London, so you couldn't have. And then that's when I went, oh frig, this dude has got psychosis. This guy has got psychosis. And I loved that. I absolutely loved that. And then in between all that, you got to see like his assistant. There was a girl that worked for him, an assistant, and she went into his drawer, because he rang her, and it sounded pretty psychotic on the phone, to be fair. And she went and she looked through all his drawers and everything, and she found like a diary or a book or whatever it was, and he had all these mad drawings, like really psychotic drawings of like knives and guns and blood and like killings, basically just all mad stuff. So then she obviously realised like there's definitely something wrong with him. He's probably mad in the head. He's, you know, and he must have had psychosis, obviously. And he just imagined it. But there's this whole theory, apparently whenever I was looking up about this after I watched it, that people are saying that he still might have killed, he only maybe didn't kill Paul, Jared Leto, but he still might have killed all those other people. But no, I don't think so. I don't think he killed anyone. I think it was all in his mind, because I honestly don't think that he did any of those killings. I don't know. You can let me know and we can start off a whole big debate or whatever. But I just thought this was a cool movie that I was just sitting down and I was just looking through my phone. It's like a thing I have on my phone where I can watch like a ton of series. It's where I watch all my series, all my movies, everything for free. And I lit the fire and everything, and I thought, I don't know what this movie's going to be like, but I like Christian Bale and I have never seen it. I don't really know anything about it, but it's called American Psycho, so it's going to probably be a bit, psychotic. He had psychosis, so, that was right there, obviously. I mean, that probably tells you in the title, American Psycho. And I lit the fire and everything, and, for it being the month of October, it was a good movie for this time of year, and I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I'd probably give it like a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. It wasn't flawless, it wasn't perfect, but it was a really good movie and I really enjoyed it. And I thought I would do this one for you because I know it's not exactly a Halloween movie, but I find it a good, I don't really know what sort of genre I would put it in. Probably like maybe like a thrillery horror kind of esque movie. I don't know, you can let me know. I was slightly disappointed though that Reese Witherspoon wasn't in it for all that long, because when I seen her name come up I was kind of like excited because I really love her. But oh well. But you can let me know if you like in the comments what your favourite part is in this movie. Oh, I forgot to say, guys, as well, I really loved the Arnie reference that was thrown in there. Patrick said, "Hasta la vista, baby." So I thought that was really cool as well. But I mean, it was pretty horrific, I mean, the girl that was trying to run away from him in his apartment, trying to escape, I felt so sorry for her, and I was really rooting that she would get away. I really didn't want anything to happen. But yeah, she opened like the closet and seen like all those dead body bags, but then sure, at the end of the movie there was nothing there. It was empty. So honestly, I don't think he did. I don't think he killed anyone. I think the whole entire thing, honestly, was in his head because he has psychosis. 100%. 100%. But anyways, we can all, conversate about it down in the comments. Thank you so much. I really enjoy doing these. I'm going to have to run now, guys, because, well, not run, but I'm going to have to go because I am going to the cinema very soon. My dad's going to be here in like 10-15 minutes, so I'll have to edit this later and get it up. It'll be later tonight by the time you watch it. Hope it's going to be good. It's on for like 2 hours from what I read from when I booked the ticket. Got my ticket booked yesterday, and I will be going in like 10-15 minutes to go and see it. I'm really sorry, I completely forgot to mention the music in this movie, and I have a couple of minutes before Dad comes to pick me up to go and see Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. So I just thought I would mention that I thought the music score in it, just throughout it, was good. I liked it, I thought it was great. And I also liked the songs that they had in there as well. There's a couple of songs I can't remember the name of, but they made me feel like really nostalgic, but old at the same time. Like songs I can remember from I was like super young, like a teenager or whatever. But also they had in there, they had the song Lady in Red, and I freaking love that song. I sing it about the house on a daily basis, like nearly every day of the week. I never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance, looking for a little romance, given half a chance. And I ain't never seen that dress you're wearing, or the highlights in your hair catch your eyes. I have been blind. That one, and they also had I'm Walking on Sunshine. Love that song. They had just really good songs throughout the movie, which, always adds to, something that's a really good movie, and then, there's really good music in there. But other than that, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me as always every Friday for these Retro Fridays videos, and thanks for all the support that you have given this series. I think this is actually the 11th one that we have done, so thanks so much, guys. The support means the world, and honestly, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, from Ireland. And yeah, thank you. I will see you all soon. But until then, don't forget that the force will be with you always, because it was definitely with this movie. I really liked it. Bye.